Ellie even get that far? That you're not one point of the game. You obviously they talk about they talk about Ellie and what's the girlfriend's name again?
Dina.
They talk about having a farmhouse, so that's her dream or whatever.
That was nice.
Yeah, it's great. They get it. How? You don't play it. You don't understand what they did to get it. Yeah, they might have found it, but where did they get the sheep from? Where did they get all the animals? How do they fix it up? Do they have any?
They
walkers?
came to them.
When do they have any? Build it and they will come.
And then all the animals just start coming.
But you don't have any. You don't have any story to say this is what they went through to get that house. This is where they travelled to get it. It's just like right now they're at a farmhouse. Now Ellie is in California or whatever it was. There's no.
Who's in Caffè? Oh, Abby, yeah. How did you get there?
How did they get there?
How did Ellie get there?
How did Ellie get there?
So, well, it's months, isn't it? There is a gap.
Yeah, but you don't play it. This is what I understand.
Wow.
They should have...
I'd had enough by then anyway.
Yeah, I was done. As soon as the bloody cobras, whatever the hell their name is.
Rattlers,
whatever they're called, snakes.
Close, though.
As soon as they came into it, I was just laughing. I was like, who the hell?
They're slavers, though,
yeah,
aren't
they're
they?
slavers, but who are they? Who runs them? Like, what's the story behind the Rattlers? Or were they originally...
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean it doesn't matter, but...
You want to know.
You want to know. You don't play The Last of Us, just run into random gangs. Ellie kills so many people along the way, innocent people as well, tortures people in the pursuit of getting Abby, doesn't care about anything else, kills a guy in cold blood pretty much because she escapes obviously from being strung up, and then he tells her everything that she wants to know, and then she just blasts him, and then she finally gets Abby, who is ripe for the killing, lets her go off the little pedestal thing. I thought she was going to cut her open like the scars do or something. It was going to be really screwed up. And it was like, oh my God, Ellie, this is bad.
It felt like that, didn't it?
Yeah.
For a minute, there's a moment.
And then they have a massive fight, and then he's drowning Abby, and I thought, yep, this is it. Like, it's horrible, and it's not nice, but, you killed Joel, and he lets her go. And then she can't even play the guitar at the end. Oh... What bad game. On paper, this game must make so much sense. If they did like a storyboard and when they were pitching this game, they must have been like, right, so Joel dies by Abby. Abby's the daughter of the surgeon of the Fireflies. Now Ellie's going to go and try and find Abby and kill her, and then it's going to be a big revenge story and stuff. And you put it on paper, you go, actually, that's not too bad. But then when you play it, it's awful. It's the worst. It's just terrible. Terrible game. I don't know why they made it.
Well, I know. It's tough. I think it's hard.
And 7 years as well, waiting for a game like this.
I think you're right. I think you may have hit on something there. I think there is a part of the game where it works on paper, but perhaps doesn't as a game. I mean, this is just our personal opinions. I mean, there's James who... Which
is the right opinion. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care. Like, you're wrong if you like this game.
Well, does it tarnish The Last of Us Part 1 for you then?
If I pretend this doesn't exist, no. But knowing what happens to Joel makes it seem a bit pointless. Because the whole point was that Ellie was immune. That was like, oh my God, she's immune. And Joel has got to get her to the cure. And then Joel has killed everyone with the cure, and now Ellie's alone with Joel, and Joel's got to lie. That was the story to be told. Not this. This is just weird. This should have been the third game, or a game in between what we wanted. We needed another game. It feels that way.
It's told that way.
Yeah, we needed another game of Joel and Ellie and their story and their progression of Joel getting a bit older, Ellie getting older, and the whole transition period of, he looking after her, and it should have been her looking after him a bit more. That would have been good. And then that would have been good. And then the Abby game or whatever that could have been there. Then the fourth game could have been where Abby then kills Joel, and then you got a bit more. Then you go through Joel's house, and it's like, oh, this is quite sad.
It's definitely a real shame. It feels like there was no fan service here. The writer himself is sort of almost, he's basically said, hasn't he, that there's no, he didn't write this
for
to appease people. He wrote this because
really
this is the story he wanted.
It's the most dumbest thing to say.
There is a balance in that, isn't there?
Yeah, like it's any bad. So I don't think that's any justification for any media ever. If you make a bad film, you can't be then praised because you said you were going to make a bad film. It's like, so Star Wars, for instance. Let's say, forget the new ones that are out, but let's say the first 3 Star Wars films with Darth Vader and Luke, like Revenge of the Sith and all that kind of stuff. If at the end Darth Vader kills the Emperor and kills Luke, and then he's standing on the throne, you'd be like, well, I didn't see that coming.
Well,
but I didn't make that to help make you feel good. I did that because I wanted to write it. And it's like, well, that's not for the fans.
We'll talk about that actually on another podcast, but apparently there was a discussion about Luke doing that.
No, I'm talking about Darth Vader killing Luke and the Emperor.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you didn't see that. 'Cause even when I said it, you didn't even hear it because it's so bad. It's like
I couldn't take
no,
that in.
because it's so bad. But then if the writer turned around and said, but I didn't do that to appease the fans,
Yeah.
it's like, well, good job on not appeasing the fans, but it's shit.
True.
It's just awful. So yeah, how can you screw up The Last of Us? How? When you've got a character and story and development like you do in the first one, how can you screw up the second game? This is like that. You
kill him off in 2 hours.
But for me, The Last of Us ended on the first one. This game doesn't exist in my world. It's going to be like not canon, like it's done. Like this will be fan fiction to me. It can be rewritten.